you had this big advantage. You had this big advantage, of course, of Tesla and Faraday. I mean, it's starting from scratch pretty much. So when you start from zero, you can actually build something on that. It's much more difficult, of course, than to implement that when you have a big OEM, a big environment to change that. However, I certainly believe, and this is something that is fairly important, is because when you're in a small team, everybody does more work. But with this more interaction, there's also a better understanding. So in the end, getting to a solution that works for all departments involved will be much easier. And this is also the communication process that goes in that. And I think this is something that everybody can change. Like if you just talk more to each other, if you try to get more information that is
Exactly.
also
Yeah.
valid for you, that has nothing to do if you work in a company that employs 100,000 people or if you work in a company that employs 1,000 people. That is in particular, between exterior color trim, interior color trim, UI and UX in interior. If they would collaborate more on just a verbal level, it doesn't even need to be for projects, but just understanding what you are doing, you could eradicate a lot of these communication issues right away.
Yeah. It's interesting you say UI UX. UI UX was also like a little bit left behind. And the importance of user interface, user experience, of course, we all know is gained a huge importance. And looking at CMF and UI UX, it's actually a very important connection to bring those things together, because with innovative materials right now, you can have interfaces and experiences and overall feedback through materials to the driver, and connecting the driver with its vehicle to make almost like a symbiotic connection. Um, Modern vehicles, or vehicles of the future, we all know will become AIs, or are already AIs. Like the vehicle will learn from you, the vehicle will adapt more to you. And how can this happen? How can the vehicle connect to you? Of course, it has to be with a material or a surface. So developing then smart surfaces that can interact with the human itself through skin contact, through voice, through eye contact, through gestures, brings the CMF world with the user interface world very closely together. And also then the architecture, the design, how are surfaces designed? Where are they located? How can we how can surfaces be modular? Modularity is another huge point in saving costs, and also being more adaptable to the user needs, the user itself, the user development. What if you have a product for a longer lifetime? You don't want to buy a new car every 3 or 4 years. You have a car that adapts to your needs, that is modular, that's extendable, that you can change things out. You can add on things. You can bring your surfboard. You can bring a stroller. You bring your golf bag. You have 5 people. You have 3 people. You would like certain colors. You would maybe like change certain materials out. You would downgrade and upgrade. And the way the car learns your own habits, your music choices, your health conditions, for example, your stress levels. Um, all of these things can be combined in where surfaces are, how a surface is designed, how the interface and the UX connect seamlessly through finishes and materials, brings everything together to one big, important, singular task force, and not just to separate entities who are responsible for certain areas on a product.